Hey guys, sorry about the shaky camera there. I had it set up so I thought, and it turned out I was upside down. You know me and technology, we are not best friends. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's see if we can get this going. I need to bring you in a little closer here. I can see that. Hang on just a second. And let's see if I can get a better light going. So many details, I'm telling you. So many details. Alrighty. Welcome, welcome. If you are here jumping on, please say hi. Let me know. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for jumping on. You were texting me. Oh my goodness. I messed up. I was upside down and backwards. So I am trying to get this straight. I just need a tech person full time, let me tell you. So I was here today working on this mixed media piece, and all of a sudden I realized, oh, well, I guess I should be filming some of this, right? Silly me. I get caught up in it. I was just trying to get started, and I got caught up in it and went a lot further than I expected. However, I don't think anybody would want to watch the whole thing anyway. So what I have is just a lot of pieces that are not glued on yet, not attached. This is all made on a 11 by 14 canvas, which I painted with acrylics and just stamped on some fun background designs. I think you can probably see some of that. It's basically kind of a black and white gray with some periwinkle thrown in for fun and some white. And then I have cut out the petals for my flower from scrapbooking paper, all different kinds. And I was just outlining them with a Sharpie when it dawned on me, well, I guess I should have been filming. So anyway, that's where I am. I was just working on my lettering, trying to decide if I wanted to say choose joy or I choose joy. And then the last piece, which I have not gotten ready yet, is I want to put a little bird. Here's my little pattern I drew. He doesn't have a beak or legs right now. But I want to put a little bird sitting up on the sign. And I think I'm going to cut him out of this crazy looking piece of scrapbook paper and see what that looks like. I'll probably do something different for the one wing in the front, and then a beak. And the legs I'll just draw on right onto the canvas. So how's everybody today? How are you today, Lisa? Are you busy painting wood? I had just been busy doing everything but painting lately. And I just needed to paint today. My goodness. You know how that is. You just need to paint something. But then, you know, just painting is not enough for me. I wanted to do some collaging. And then I had seen this design and saved it, oh gosh, a long time ago in my little inspiration folder. Choose joy with a big flower. So I thought, well, ta-da, that's what I'm going to do. And I just made my bird backwards. Let's try that again. Silly. I'm telling you. Today is backwards day, apparently, at my house. How about at yours? Oh my goodness gracious. I knew that. All right, I want it to face that way. Here's my paper. I want my pattern to face that way. So if I'm going to trace it on the back, I have to do it the opposite, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. You've been cleaning the studio today. Oh, Lisa, come clean mine. Wow. That is amazing. Fabulous. All right, let's just trace around it this way. I'm going to quit messing around here. Get this show on the road. So, cleaning the studio is part of what we need to do. That is for sure. However, me getting that done is kind of another story. I'm going to be making a trip up to see my mama in a couple of days in Maryland. And it's just me, not the kiddos or anybody. And so I've been trying to finish up some projects. And I finished up something for her. However, instead of cleaning the studio, I started another project. What is wrong with me? My goodness gracious. I don't know if I can even see this to cut it out. Ooh, that's some busy, busy pattern paper there. Which is why I did it on the back, but then I got it backwards. Don't mind my voice today. Allergies are kicking me. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's see if we can turn this into a bird. It's kind of a quirky little bird, but quirky birds are in style these days, so that part shouldn't be a problem. Let's see now. I have my little pattern here. See if I've got this first part right. And it looks pretty good. Just need to cut out the wings. It is a pretty nice day today here in Charleston. Not too hot. It could be worse. Definitely could be worse. Took my grandson to work this morning. Oh, yes, I have a grandson old enough to work a job. Can you imagine that? It is so hard for me to get used to that. He is working. But he is. All right, let's see. Here's what I need to do. I need to just take this right here. That was too dark. Too dark of a spot. I'm gonna try one more time, y'all. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right, this time I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Sharpie because I can't see what I'm doing. Anybody ever tried to work on a project and man, the more you try to work on it, the worse it got? Sometimes that means you need to take a break. Sometimes it just means you're stubborn like me and you want to keep on trying. All right, here we go. I'm just going to cut inside that line so that I don't get the whole line on the bird. And that should do it. I know a lot of people have those fancy cutting machines, and I do not have a fancy cutting machine. I've always been a person to hand cut things, but some days I'm just all thumbs and can't seem to get it right for save my life. But that's okay. Gives me something to do to keep me out of trouble, that's for sure. So when I get these pieces cut out, if I ever get them cut out right, I'm just going to attach them to the canvas with my matte medium, Liquitex matte medium, and that will stick it down, but it will not add shine to it. Sorry about that bad lighting there. I'm not real good at getting things filmed. Like I said, someday in my dream world, I will have a tech person who comes in and does those kind of things for me because I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Those of you that are not watching live, if you come back and watch later, please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And what are you doing creative this weekend? All right, believe it or not, that's going to be a bird. It really will. Now this is a little strip off of a scrapbook page. It's kind of cheating because it's already got the design on it, but I kind of like it. I feel like it needs something here to anchor it down at the bottom, so I think I'm going to use it as it is. I do want to outline those words though in my leaves, so I'm going to set this aside and just continue. Not terribly exciting, but it's what I need to do. Okay, let's see, is that in frame? Oh, no. Let me see if I can move it over a little bit more. And one of these days, I am actually going to get some lights that do a better job. My overhead light in this little, it's just a spare bedroom, is just terrible. And I've got a little pole lamp, but it just doesn't, I can't seem to get it aimed right where I'm not casting shadows everywhere that I shouldn't be. All right, that's going to make that pop out better. Choose joy. You know, life has not been easy the last year and a half, however long it's been for anybody. But every day we get the opportunity to choose joy. And I certainly don't do that perfectly every day, but I do find that when I choose joy, the Lord just really honors that and blesses me so much. I am so blessed. All right, that leaf was a little bit big. I need to make it a little smaller. Get a little carried away here. And these are just little shapes that I just freehanded. It's not a big deal. But if you are a person that does not like to draw freehand, you can go on the internet and just look up whatever you're wanting to draw. Look up clip art, free clip art, and just print those out and use them for a pattern. I do that sometimes with lettering, and then I trace it using my light box. I guess that's sort of the old-fashioned way to do things instead of cutting them out of vinyl or with a machine. It's on my bucket list someday to do that, but I just get so tied up with all the projects I'm already doing, I don't know when I'd find time to learn something else. Maybe when the kiddos are grown and gone. My own children, of course, are grown and gone, but I have 2 grandkids that we are blessed to have live with us. This week, however, they're visiting their mama, and that allows me to head up and see my mama in just a couple of days. That's going to be fun. I haven't seen her in too long. Still my this terrible froggy voice. Like I said, it's my allergies. They say they're seasonal allergies, but I'm telling you, it seems like it's 10 out of 12 months. My allergies are in season. All right, almost done. See, that'd be pretty boring for you to watch me just outline everything. Okay, this tiny little stem. I was going to paint the stem on, but then I thought, well, I'm cutting out all the other pieces, so let me just go ahead and cut that out too. I just made a little pattern with some old book pages that I'm not using. I have a lot of book pages, y'all, from all my junk journaling, so they come in handy for things like this when you're painting or gluing or marking, so you don't get it on your good craft mat, or at least not as much. I still sometimes get stuff all over it. Needs a good cleaning when I clean the studio here. There we go. All right, let's see what else is not outlined. This one. I don't know if that's going to look right, but I guess if everything else is outlined, it probably ought to be. So let's go for it. What I have learned over the years is that if you make a mistake or mess up, hey, all you gotta do is just paint over it or glue over it or start it over. Don't stress. Let art be something that you're relaxed about. Like a few minutes ago when I made 3 birds in the wrong direction. It's just been a long week and my brain was not working the way it should be, so no biggie. Just keep going till you get it the way you want it. All right, the last thing I think I need, and I thought I already had done this, is the wing for the bird. The wing and the beak. All right, let me see if I can put this picture back over here. It is not glued together, so it's a bit of a mess right now. And let's see. This is my birdie. Oops, let me just get him outlined real quick. Wrong one, wrong one. Oh, good gracious. Where's the one that worked? Right there. Okay, he is outlined most of the way. But I want to do that other wing, which is why I originally had 2 patterns of the bird going in 2 different directions. This might be silly, but I'm going to give it a try and see what it looks like. It is tiny yellow checks. And I'm just going to cut that wing right out of the pattern, one of the patterns. Like a puzzle piece. Just remove that piece of the puzzle. And let's see how silly that looks. Oh, I think it's kind of cute. Some people go for realism in their art. Not me. I definitely am more of the whimsy look, whimsical art. Colors and patterns and just putting lots of different things together. In this case, canvas with paint and scrapbook paper, stamps, I actually have a whole bunch of little stencils from back in my face painting days. And although I will be doing that again, for right now, I am not. And so I've been kind of cheating and using a few of the cool stencils with my acrylics. I have to be careful though, because I gotta wash them really good right away or I can't use them for face painting again. Thank you, Lisa. I know, isn't that fun? I had fun trying to pick it out. I got, a couple years ago, I got a ton of scrapbook paper. Just random, I guess they were left over from other projects from a lady. And oh my goodness gracious, I don't think I will ever use it all up. It was hundreds of pages. And she just wasn't using any of it anymore. And while I don't really technically do the traditional scrapbooking anymore, I certainly do use a lot of scrapbook paper with other art projects. All right, let's see if that beak is too little or too big. Oh, that's cute. I think that's about just right. Now, I do need to outline that, which is going to be tricky because it's so little. Grab my tweezers. Everybody has tweezers on your table, right? Of course you do. This little tiny piece of yellow, I couldn't find any bright yellow, believe it or not, with all my hundreds of pieces, but this one has like a texture, so when I'm outlining it's kind of bumpy looking, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I do need to give that little bird an eye, but that I think I will paint on. Alright, let's see what that's going to look like. Whoops. Yeah, blow it dry and blow all your stuff off your page. Like I said, y'all, this is just a day. What can I say? There we go. Now he's got a beak. He doesn't have legs yet, but that's coming. Choose joy. All right, I think the next thing I want to do is glue my flower together rather than trying to glue each piece on here. I think I want to pre-assemble it before I do that. So I'm going to slide this over and move some of this junk and get some other junk. Excuse my reach. Let's see if I can use this here. Probably so. Alright, I think I will just glue the middle of my flower together first. It's two different layers. It's kind of egg-shaped, but hey, it works for me. And I am using my favorite glue, my art glitter glue, because it's handy. Sometimes that's how we choose what we're going to use. It's what's sitting on the table closest to us. Alright, I know this light is really bad. Let's see if I can improve it at all. Oh my gosh. Is that worse or better? I think it might actually be better a little farther back. I tried putting it up close, but then it was like making extra shadows, I think. Oh golly. Let's see. Ooh, there we go. Alright, there's that part. Now, I think I will start down here with the pieces that are supposed to be kind of the longer ones. And I'm just going to glue this one on. Just right like that. This is not rocket science, y'all. This is just simply glue. Just glue them right on. Yep, that's it. Not rocket science at all. Just gluing them on, one petal at a time. Let's see, I don't want every petal to go under the other, so what I'm going to do is kind of stick that one there. Yep. Some glue right on the edge. And pop it on. There we go. Let's see if I can move this back a little. Maybe that'll help. So what are you all creating this weekend? Anybody being creative and making something? I know Lisa is making her studio beautiful. That's definitely a craft. Not one that I'm terribly skilled at, I will say. Not my favorite thing to do, that's for sure. Alright, let's see. I think I definitely want that one in the back. It's kind of dark. Got a lot of petals here, so I don't know how well they're going to fit. I think I better bring them over here and try them out a little bit now that I got going. If you could see how many different pieces of scrapbook paper I had to choose from, you'd laugh. There's so many. And I wasn't sure if I had enough, but I think so. I think that's going to be great. Just right. All right, let me keep gluing. See, if I tried to glue this on the page with the medium, I think I would mess up for sure, and then I'd have a real big mess trying to redo it. So I thought, oh, it just makes more sense to pre-glue part of this. Maybe like that, pre-glue it, pre-assemble it. Oh, wrong side, silly me. Maybe I shouldn't have filmed this today. I keep messing up. Just keeping it real, guys, just keeping it real. If you glue it in the wrong place, real quick, take it back off, rub that glue off from that side, and put it where you want it. All right, let's see. I think I want that one in front. Yep. I can still get it in there. This art glitter glue grabs really fast. So you do have to work quickly when you're working with it. Ta-da! There is my flower. Probably a little bit stuck down. That's the back. And I learned a long time ago that if I don't number the pieces, that I will really mix them up. So yes, I did number them. It helped me to make sure that I kept them in the right place. And there is my flower. I think it's going to go this way. Let's see, bring it back over here where you can see it, hopefully. And I'm going to try and relocate this camera a little bit to see if you can catch a little bit better light. Oh, let's see if that is better or not. Give me just a second. Is that better light? I think it is. Till I put my hand up and then it shadows, right? Oh well. Choose joy, choose joy. Laugh at myself. That's one good way to choose joy, is when you're having a day like this where everything seems like it's backwards, just choose joy. Choose to be happy and just enjoy the process. That is half of the fun of doing art, is just enjoying the process. Just digging through scrapbook pages that are not necessarily pages that I think I'm going to use for what I would call my good projects. I just wanted to kind of use up some scraps. There are always, always, always paper scraps. And so this is a good way to use up some paper scraps for me. All right, my leaves are glued together. My words are ready. Oops, let me glue the wing. Let me attach the wing to the bird. And let me attach its beak by the very edge. Hopefully that will allow me to get it in the right place. Too much glue. Not easy to get a tiny bit of glue for a bird that size, a bird beak that size. Alrighty. I think we are ready. Alright. I need to start with the stem of the flower. And I think I like it kind of curved. So let me just move all this other stuff out of the way and shake up some matte medium. You can also use Mod Podge or watered down glue to do this. Matte medium is a little bit easier to work with. It is a thinner product, and I don't know, it just gives a nice effect. All right, I just poured some in a little cup so that I'm not dealing with the whole entire thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put some on the back of this stem. And I'm doing it right on top of the canvas because the whole canvas is going to end up getting covered anyway. If I were not going to do that, then I certainly would not do this right on top. All right, don't wrinkle there. All right, that looks good. And now I'm just going to put some of this matte medium right on the top. I put some on the bottom, and now I'm putting some on the top. Just covering it right up. And it will dry clear, but it will stick everything down. All right, the next thing I want to glue on is this little strip of, I don't know, kind of reminded me of grass or a fence. However, I don't want this sticking down quite this long, so I'm going to kind of nip that off with my little cutter piece. While it's wet, it's pretty easy. So earlier today, I cooked up some spinach, because I love spinach, and my family's not too crazy about it. So while they're not here to whine, I made some spinach. And when you cook spinach, what color does the water turn? Turns green, right? Well, I have never made spinach dyed paper, not yet. And it's one of the many things on my list of things to try. I've done avocado paper, tea stain paper, and coffee stain, but not spinach yet. So I thought, whoa, I'm just going to grab me a little stack of paper and dye this. Well, I was cooking the spinach to eat it, so I didn't cook it a tremendously long time, so I just left it in the pot and let it cool. Then I took all the spinach out and drained it real good and put that away for supper. And then I just let the water cool, let it sit there and cool for a long time. And then I went into the kitchen and I tried dyeing some paper. And lo and behold, you should see this paper. I don't know if it will show up on this monitor. You would think you would get beautiful green paper, wouldn't you? Nope. I got yellow paper. Look at this yellow paper I got. Different shades. I don't know if it's going to show up on the monitor. It looks almost like tea stain, but it is an absolute pretty yellow. Like an Easter egg yellow. Darn, it's not really showing up. I guess that's my bad lighting. But all of this is various shades of yellow. So I'm kind of excited because it's something else to play with when I'm ready. I'm not going to work on that today though. I just wanted to show you that's what I did a little while ago. See, who has time to clean when you've got all these projects to do? Like, you know, all I did was go to cook some spinach and then I had to dye paper. That ever happened to you guys? Goodness gracious. Okay, where were we? All right, time to put some of this on the bottom section of my canvas. I let the acrylic paints dry real good before I started this. And I'm actually going to wrap this around the edge. So I'm going to get it all over my mat, of course, because I should have put my other mat under it. I forgot I needed to do a side. That's okay. It'll be all right. All right. I think I'm going to put a little bit on the back because this is really thick. Craft paper, or scrapbook paper, I should say, real thick. So I want to make sure it glues down good. Alrighty. There we go. I don't want to put it quite at the very bottom. And have it up just a smidge. I think that's straight enough for me. There we go. And a layer on top. And hopefully it will just wrap around the edges here. It might be a little tricky to get that to stick down. Well, if it doesn't stick down well, I will just deal with it later. But we're going to give it a try. And I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? I'm just using my finger to press that down on the side. Maybe the other end you'll be able to see better. Yep, all my other stuff is sliding off. That's okay. All right, this end, because I want to wrap it around the side of the canvas, I'm just making sure it's got plenty of glue on it. Kind of hold it down. I should have bent it, I guess, a little bit more before I tried to glue it, but that's okay. It's working. Let me grab a baby wipe, painter's best friend, painter, gluer, crafter, artists, we do love our baby wipes. Baby wipes were invented for artists. Did y'all know that? People think they were for babies, but they're really for artists. Alright, I'm going to have to watch those, see if they pop up. Hopefully they'll stay. I should have added a little dab of the other kind of glue underneath before I started that part. Wipe off my that. Okay. Continuing on. Next, I want to make sure I get the flower where I want it to be. And then the leaves. Forgot I was going to put the side of the leaves under the edge of the stem. Let's see if it's too late. No, I can slip a tiny bit under there. All I need is just a little bit. Okay. Just put glue under where it's going to go. So you just wing it as you go. That's my theory. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. There we go. And on this side, I can lift it up a little bit right up in here. Yep. Easy peasy. This is the one that was so big. I hope it's not going off the edge. If it is, I may have to wrap that one under too. Or around, I mean. Well, maybe if I can lift it up a little more. Yep. Try not to rip it. There we go. Come on, slide in there, leaf. Slide in there for me. Okay, I'm going to call it good enough. Now, you know, I could leave that laying off, or running off the edge, off the side, standing up off the side, but that takes a whole different technique to make it stay standing up. So I'm not going to go that route. I think I'm just going to go the route of trying to glue it down. One of the leaves is rather thin paper, the darker green one, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be, this other one's going to be, give me a hard time because it's thicker paper. Scrapbook paper comes in single-sided design, double-sided design, and lots of different weights. But when you're looking through scraps, you're not really paying attention to what weight it is. You're just getting the patterns that you like. Right? Oh, come on, back down. Back down you go. That'll work. Just going to take a little doing. I think they're sticking down pretty good. Just use your finger. Finger tool is one of the best tools. One of the people that I follow doing junk journals, Pam at the Paper Outpost, she always says, use your finger tool. She uses her finger tool. It works well. We buy all these fancy tools for things, but a finger tool sometimes is the best one. And it's always available too. You don't have to worry about losing it. That's probably one of the best parts. Okay, I'm just going to slap a little of this median on the back of my flower. Make sure I just cover up the middle part. And try to get the whole area near where I think it's going to be. You can see, just slap it on there. You can't see it on the camera, I know. I can kind of see it if I tilt it up here because it's shiny, because it's wet. It's not going to be glossy, but it's wet. All right, let's see if we can get this about like, what do you think? That way, yeah, I like that way better. I think just about like that is going to be good. Yeah, okay. So now I need to make sure that I get some of this. This acts like an adhesive, but a glue. So I need to make sure I get underneath any place where a petal is going to lay on top of another petal. because I didn't have glue in those places yet. So I'm just going to go around the circle here and one by one make sure they're glued down real good. There we go. A couple more. Turn it so I can reach it a little bit better. I think I've said this before. I am not a person that enjoys doing art on an easel because I like to turn my canvas every which way. And that's whether I'm doing wood or paper or whatever medium. I'll just turn my art all around. And if you're turning your art on an easel, it doesn't work too well. All right, a little more matte medium here. A little bit goes a long way. Make sure I got every part of that flower glued down good. Looks like there's a little tiny spot trying to come up there. And let me come back and check these leaves. This one may have to just get trimmed off. It's trying to go all the way to the back of the canvas. A little bit too far. It's okay. I'll work it out. This is just a fun project. This is not fine art. This is fun art. That's what I call it. Fun art. It's intended to be relaxing and to just be fun. All right. I am ready for my lettering. I think I'm going to do it like this. Choose joy. And put my little birdie up here and then put some legs on him like he's standing on the lettering. Maybe a little bit higher. And I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything else to this picture. I tend to put so much on my pieces that it's like too much. I thought about something 3D in the center of the flower. So I was going to look through some buttons and see if I had something that would look... Uh-oh. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I used a different marker. Before I used my Sharpie. I may have to redo that one. Darn. Okay, well, so much for that idea. All right, let's just do the bird. I forgot I was not using a Sharpie when I started outlining. And so I was afraid that that might run a little bit. See, when that happens, just pick it up and don't worry. No worries. You can always redo it. And that's what I will do. But for now, I've got a bird floating up in the air. Alrighty, darn it. That's okay. I will I will just dry that and trace it over it and be set again. So what do you think? Do you like it? Do you see the different texture looks in the background? Those are simply done by various shades of gray and periwinkle and white acrylic paint. I used a toilet tissue roll dipped in black and then white paint to make some circles. And I didn't worry about them being all the way around, just kind of used them as a stamp. And then I used this cool stencil, which is actually one of my face painting stencils. Can you see that design? It's pretty cool. Let's see, I think you can see it. Let me watch the video for a second. It's like almost a wave of designs, and you see I did those in just various places. And I also did this stencil, which is kind of a checkerboard, I guess you'd call it, but not straight lines. And I did this one in a few places. And I love polka dots. I have not added dots yet, but I think I may go back and add some dots. And that may be what I do on my flower for highlights with my daughter. Not daughter, daughter. A daughter. Let's see. I have lots of daughters. The daughters look like this, and these are actually from the Dollar Tree. On one end is what I would call a large ball, and on the opposite end is a much smaller one to make two different sizes of dots, or more than two actually. And you just dip it in the paint straight down and then right onto your medium or your surface that you're painting. Right now this is wet, so I cannot do any dotting yet. I need to let this dry And I need to remake my lettering because I used the wrong marker. Silly me. But thanks for jumping in. If you watch this later, please say hi and let me know what you think. What else should I add? Do you think I need to put some buttons in the middle of the flower? Or maybe some sequins, some dots? What else does it need besides the new Choose Joy, which will not be all smeared? Thanks for jumping in. Hope you have a very blessed evening, and I will talk to you soon.